Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to SAP for bringing Plenary 1 to us. And a big whaataulofa ma le whawhitai I le ua awhionga Tino Pereira, the chair of the board of the Pacific Business Trust, who will lead us into Plenary 1. Tino, awhio mai.
Te mana whenua, te hunga kaina, nai tau, tēnā koutou. Kia rana katoa katoa, malo e lelei, ni sampula vinaka, whakalowhalai atu, taloha ni, kam la mari, and good morning. As a Samoan chief, I'm expected by my culture to speak for an hour. But because we have visitors from overseas, I will submit to the normal courtesies. And can I acknowledge the dignitaries today, especially in particular the relatively young and energetic Minister of Pacific Peoples, the Honourable Alfred Ngaro. You know, in our communities, we call him the George Clooney of the Pacific community. The thing is, he takes it seriously. And also, Your Worship, the Mayor, Leanne Dalsell, thank you for allowing me to enter your republic. I was here many, many years ago attending St. Bede's, and that was quite an experience. Also, to Naitau and the dignitary of Naitau, and the International Chair, David LePage, for social enterprises. I'm going to wear my glasses, not because I can't read, but because my wife says it makes me look good. That's my excuse anyway. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the first plenary in the core program 2017 Social Enterprise World Forum. This is one of the most significant annual gatherings of the world's foremost thought leaders in a sector that personifies hope and inspiration for the future of the planet and our society. Over the next 3 days, I know we will all be inspired by the wonderful lineup of speakers from here and abroad. Plus you, the attendees, we will also have the opportunity to participate, debate, and build lasting connections with others, just like you, who are committed to having a positive influence on where our planet is heading. You have all made personal, financial, and time investments to be here, to connect with like-minded people, to share and to hear the stories and make plans for creating our tomorrow. And I would like to encourage you to make the most of it, as I'm sure you will. The title of this first plenary is Creating Tomorrow, Determining Our Future. Many of us here because we have also asked the question, if we aren't determining our future, who is? What if we decide not to have any influence on creating our tomorrow? What if we simply sit back and watch it all play out? Would that not mean the world would simply continue on its present trajectory? A future which trends on issues such as world hunger, corporate greed, greenhouse gas emissions, and water purity will simply continue. But here we all are, gathered here for the next 3 days from the four corners of the earth because we don't see that as a viable option. And for that, I commend you all. And that very answer, that the status quo is not a viable option, is definitely true of the challenges facing thousands of my people back in the Pacific Islands. There are many challenges facing this collection of nations that represent the global paradise. Challenges we are dealing with now and many more that are on the horizon. This region is a great example of the very real need for action. As many of you know, we have island nations in the Pacific that are under the real threat of being completely decimated by the rising sea levels. If global warming does not slow, if nothing is done to change course, whole nations will simply disappear. And consider this, my beloved, formerly pristine Pacific Islands are now home to 2.5 million square kilometers of plastic waste known as the plastic patch. It is said that by 2050, the amount of plastic in the oceans will outweigh the amount of fish in the oceans. The problems we are facing are exponential and completely unprecedented. They have crept up in my lifetime and now threaten to overtake us. This applies to all manner of social and environmental issues, but take plastic again as an indicator of the scale we face. If things carry on at the current rate, in the next 5 years, we will be putting more plastic into the ocean than mankind did in the whole of the 20th century. Yes, seriousness and the urgency of our plight has brought us all here. But what warms my heart today is not the issues or the problems we face, but the optimism, the talent, the creativity, and the inspiration that I see before me in this room. A congregation of individuals committed to defining ourselves not by what we didn't do, but by a commitment to creating a legacy of positive global change. So how do we effectively generate real change? With mobilizing of the right people, people with authentic commitment to the care for our society and the planet. These are the leaders who will build the pathways to a sustainable and more equitable future. It is this in mind that the Pacific Business Trust is proud to be associated with and be a sponsor of the Social Enterprise World Forum. Our organization exists to increase the prosperity of Pacific communities that reside here in Aotearoa. Communities full of care, social commitment, brimming with talent and potential willingness to make a positive impact in the country we now call home. We help foster the social and commercial expertise inherent in our communities and to inspire greater contribution toward a more equitable society for all of New Zealand, where the intersection of blending compassion and optimism with technology and innovation creates a truly inspiring future. And we can be inspiring because we are descendants of the greatest mariners the world had ever seen, navigated the vastness of the Pacific Ocean, guided by celestial bodies, the winds, the currents, and the moon. It is also our great pleasure to be supporting a number of Pacific social entrepreneurs to be here at the forum and to be showcasing their innovation and passion for creating a better tomorrow. Brittany Te from Kids Coin, Andrew Labulabu from Home Ownership Pathway, Kendall Collins from Sisters United, to name a few. Some are creating sustainable pathways from consumer debt through to actual home ownership. Others are building strength and pride in young Pacific and Māori women through creative and performing arts workshops and fellowship. Financial literacy is also being fostered in the next generation of Pacific and Māori through innovative technology that will see them naturally connect and excel in this vital area. I have good news, my friends, today. I want to make an announcement today. We are thrilled to announce the emergence of New Zealand's first supply chain social procurement model, He Waka Eke Noa, which prioritizes greater inclusion of Māori and Pacific enterprises in local government and corporate procurement supply chains. He Waka Eke Noa is being developed by an inclusive and collaborative association of diverse public, private, and non-government organizations who are committed to the exponential, sustainable economic development of Māori and Pasifika communities through enterprise. It will directly link Māori and Pacific businesses with public and private clients, starting with New Zealand's largest infrastructure project, the City Rail Link, modeled after the Australian leader in Indigenous supply diversity, Supply Nation. He Waka Eke Noa is the realization of the groundbreaking work and experimentation undertaken by the Southern Initiative in South Auckland over the last 2 years. Over the course of the last year, this work snowballed and now includes the Pacific Business Trust, Grow Howarth, and Westpac. More recently, the Ministry for Pacific Peoples has come on board, and we are keen for other like-minded organizations and groups who share our vision to get involved. My friends, we hope many of you will have the opportunity of hearing from and sharing ideas with these inspiring social entrepreneurs. We are very excited to be supporting this forum and view the growing sector of social enterprise as a real and noble path towards a fairer, more equal, and more sustainable tomorrow for our communities here in Aotearoa, back in the Pacific Islands, and indeed for all across the entire globe. We say in Samoa, "Wolongo I tino, matangi elele." We feel the great winds of our ancestors on all of us today. We salute you, and may you be blessed. Soifua, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou.